Hello believers, in this video we are going to know the deadliest players from this La Liga Week 5 of the TOTS event, which is literally going to brutally destroy your opponent by scoring a lot of goals. Literally, there is a GK who stands like a wall. There is no goalkeeper like him who is effective against finesse shots, and not even Van der Sar stands against him. He saves 95% of shots, but there are some things which you must know before you select those players. So believers, if you are missing this video, then you will regret it later thinking, why the hell I missed Believer Bro video that time. So watch till the end, and make sure you have subscribed to the channel, plus turn on the notification bell icon for more amazing contents like this. Now, let's discuss each and every player one by one. Firstly, just for your information, we are going to decide the players whether it's worthy or not with the total of 10 points. If I give 1 to 4 points, then that player is recommended less. If I give 5 to 7 points, then that specific player is recommended mid, and if I give 8 to 10 points, then that player is highly recommended. Now, also make sure to remember that I am going to give you recommendation whether that player is worthy or not based on 3 to 4 factors, which are stats of the players, performance of the players, for how much months a player can be worthy or relevant, and finally the main factor is going to be the cost of the shards that each player I am going to suggest is gonna cost. Anyway, let's discuss the player number 1, Fernando Hiro. Fernando Hiro is a defender who has good height, heading and jumping. His heading and jumping are good in matches. He does have good tackling plus dive into tackles traits, which makes him a very good defender, and he makes good tackles when a tackle is required. He does have power header traits, and having important defending traits is what makes him one of the best defenders of the game. His in-game performance recently is not very impressive as per the stats and the attributes you can see in this card. There are higher chances in future this card might get buff. That's what I feel when testing all the La Liga players. The defenders of this La Liga TOTS are not very impressive. They are definitely good, but not impressive. Recently, Hiro deserves to be in the top 5 best center backs in the game. He has a high defending work rate, and his in-game positioning is really good. Furthermore, his marking, awareness, and strength is good. Also, talking about the pace, sprint speed is decent, but acceleration is very high, which means when making runs, he can quickly come to 109 speed. This is definitely going to help unconsciously in a match. Anyway, his agility is bad, so that's the main disadvantage for him. Having less agility on defenders will allow attackers to make the space more easily. Anyway, there is absolutely no doubt that he is going to be relevant for the next 4 months, since he is a 109 OVR player. Also bros, I am recommending Hiro to most of the F2P users who don't have good defenders because he is the cheapest 109 OVR player in the whole TOTS event. Literally, EA gave him on just freaking 800 tokens. So this is a great opportunity to utilize your shards very effectively. For P2W users, definitely I prefer to go for defenders like Lucio and Maldini. I would recommend him 8 for F2P users, which is highly recommended, and 5 for P2W users, which means mid recommended. Now, in player number 2, we have Yamal. Yamal is a very pacey and smooth winger. In-game, Yamal has very great speed. He has a good curl shot. His curve is 120. Literally, it's a very high curve. Plus, one more advantage he has is finesse shot, which is really good if you want to score curl goals. This is honestly insane. He also has outside foot shots, and in difficult cases, he plays good outside foot shots. I think EA should add trivial passing moves, as these outside foot shots have limited uses. Anyway, his weak foot is 4-star, and I don't think so. There isn't anything big disadvantage you will get with a 4-star weak foot in the winger. That's a cons, but it's not a big cons. His passing is good, and overall Yamal is a good right winger. However, he is going to be relevant for less period of time. Definitely he is going to give a boost performance for next 2 to 3 months, but there is a higher chance he will go above top 10 rank, and literally by paying 1,000 shards, that's absolutely unworthy to take such players. So, I am recommending 4 out of 10 to Yamal, which means less recommended or not preferred. That's because recently his performance is definitely great and deadly when you try out him, but in future chances to get nerfed is high. Plus, there are already better RW in low shards, like a Wyron, Dembele, Salah, and so on. Now, let's talk about player number 3, Forland. Once again, another guy who is absolutely perfect for the F2P users. Forland is very good in terms of pace. If I have to make a choice between Forland or Rafinha, then I think I would go for Forland because his in-game performance is really good, and basically, the scoring abilities of Forland is far more better than the Rafinha. There is also another huge reason behind taking Forland. I will definitely tell you bros that later on. Anyway, bros, Forland, acceleration and spring speed is great. He can be slow within the next 3 to 4 months, however, for next 3 months he will be definitely good. It also depends, but players like Forland have less chances to get nerfed. His shooting is just amazing. He is very good on long shots. You can see 129 attributes, plus he even has a long shot taker. His finishing is very deadly, so he can act like a great finisher too. Talking about the passing, he is good on it. And overall, all the required attributes such as ball control, agility, and reactions are good on him, which makes him a great left winger. By casually looking at the Forland stats, you will not see he is a great striker, but trust me, he is going to be more worthy than Rafinha. His height is also better than that of Rafinha. Talking about the traits, he does have one more important trait, and that's finesse shot. Anyway, a bit of a bad thing on a Forland card is the high work rate. However, during testing his card, I didn't notice the very bad positioning on Forland. So I think you can definitely take Forland. Anyway, talking about the cost of the Forland card, it will cost you just 500 shards, and he is another hidden gem for F2P. As per our top 10 selectors, Forland is in the top 5 left winger, which is a very good sign, bros. You are literally getting a freaking 108 rating card who is top 5 right winger in just 500 shards. You just imagine. Isn't that really an amazing thing or hidden gem for F2P? I think I am definitely going to take a Forland card in my F2P account, as I know performance-wise, he is definitely not going to disappoint. Plus for the shards, he is very cheap. I am recommending 8 out of 10 for F2P, which means highly recommended, and for the P2W users, I am recommending 5 out of 10, which means mid-recommended, as P2W can collect higher shards and get other better players. Going to the player number 4, Bellingham or Ronaldinho. There is definitely a reason for keeping 2 players here. Firstly, talking about Ronaldinho, he is one of the most skillful cam players in the game. When I was testing the La Liga players, most of them were getting very high boost, like their lane change, heel to heel, and pace was very effective. In the case of Ronaldinho, he is definitely very pacey. Basically, I was using Ronaldinho as Cam and Mbappe as ST, and literally Ronaldinho was coming to score goals, but I felt like Mbappe scores very less solo goals. So, that's also reason I haven't kept Mbappe in today's list. I felt Mbappe is little ineffective in terms of positioning, so I excluded him. Anyway, Ronaldinho has great passing from which he contributes in scoring a good amount of goals. He is also a playmaker. Talking about shooting abilities, he is very deadly on finesse shots. Even Casillas failed to stop his finesse shot, which was a very good thing. He has good shooting. Basically, he is good on long shots or from outside the box. So you can try to score goals using Ronaldinho from outside the box. Next, talking about dribbling, he is very lethal on it. Anyway, overall, I felt Ronaldinho is a great cam and he basically helps on goal contributions. I am recommending 5 out of 10 for F2P users, as he is costly. And as you can see, 1,500 shards is very high for F2P. I am recommending them less. But for P2W, I will recommend 8 out of 10, which means mid-recommendation. Talking about the Bellingham, I will prefer Bellingham for F2P since HS is 500 shard less costly than Ronaldinho. When judging Bellingham through the stats, I felt he would be a bad center midfielder, but when I used Bellingham, he was actually insane. There are chances his UTOTS version might come with around 1,250 tokens costs, and he might lose his position to top 3, but recently Bellingham is top 2 CM in the game. He is absolutely worthy because he has 4-star skill moves, which makes comfort for his comfortable, and he is also good at dribbling. His agility, reaction, is good. Also, this time I am very impressed with the Bellingham card as his speed is very good and feels very smooth. He even has the traits called dive into tackles. Talking about the work rate, he has high. His positioning is good in matches. So, with 1,000 shards, his performance are really worthy, and for the F2P, I am suggesting Bellingham, 8 out of 10, which means highly recommended as he is relevant for next 4 months easily, and for the P2W, I prefer you bros to go for Gullit as he is absolutely amazing. Finally, we have player number 5, and he is Casillas. When I judged him through the stats, I felt like he would be just a normal, decent goalkeeper, but he actually proved me wrong during the test. I am not sure if this guy gives you bros, same performance, but when I tried him yesterday, I felt like Casillas is the best GK that I have ever used in terms of saving finesse shots. There is literally no one close to him as he is very deadly. Just imagine, out of 10 shots, he literally ended up saving forking 9 shots. And finally, my Ronaldinho was able to score a goal with the finesse shot. No doubt you can tell him the king of finesse shots. He literally ended up saving 95% of finesse shots, so I felt like this guy is the best counter for saving finesse shots. Now for the GK, honestly, 185 centimeters is short height, but still I guess his positioning is what makes him very deadly against the finesse shots. He has 131 diving, 129 positioning, 129 handling, and freaking 134 reflexes. All these four things, like diving, positioning, handling, and reflexes, is what makes a goalkeeper deadly, and he is really deadly and stands like a wall. If you have good defending and if you don't allow your opponent to score inside the box goals, then there are very few chances Casillas will concede. There are definitely cons on Casillas' card, and that is, he concedes some heading goals easily, maybe because he has less height. And talking about the 1v1 situations, he is a bit bad on it. He mostly concedes 1v1 goals. But honestly, for countering finesse shots, he is far more effective than Donnarumma. When I asked game guiders who also test players, they said to me, Casillas has chances to get nerf in future, but I think his great stats is what makes him stand out to be great. Anyway, definitely nerf chances are higher, as they said, and they are experienced players. So it's all upon you bros, whether you will choose him or not. I will definitely prefer him if you want to counter finesse shots. He is 109, and I am sure he will be good for the next 3 to 4 months for sure. The cost is also really not high, it's just 1,000 shards for 109 gold keys. I will recommend him 7 out of 10, which means mid-recommended. Anyway, any players that I suggested have chances to get nerf in the future, as it's all reviewed through my recent test, and I would recommend you bros to test the player in the scouting camp before you take it, as they might perform differently with your gameplay. I am just saying what I experienced. So, believers, that's all for this video. I will meet you with the next one. Till then, your lovely host, Mr. Believer, signs out.